And for more perspective now, we're joined by James Hanlon, a former New York firefighter and co-director and executive producer of the documentary 9/11, which first aired in 2002 right here on CBS. James, good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
When you first heard the news that bin Laden was killed, was it a sense of relief, a sense of justice?
I think it was more of a sense of justice. Justice had been done. It's not relief because it's it kind of brings you straight back to that day and makes you kind of relive the what happened that day and everything that we've lost, and you know, and the kind of tragedy of it. It kind of brought me back to that.
Have you had a chance to talk to some of your other firefighter brothers in the last couple hours to kind of sense what their reaction, gauge what their reaction was, how they're feeling?
I did last night. I spoke to a few firefighters, and it kind of was a more somber talk that we had about it. No one was really cheering or really happy about it. It was more like, well, he's gone, good riddance. You know, it's a good thing that he won't be around anymore to preach hate and to kind of cause harm to anybody. And and then to watch it on TV and see all the celebration that I'm here in Los Angeles, back in New York. It was a little surreal, this situation.
What do you think about that, though, when you see the pictures of the people here at Ground Zero in New York and then the people down in front of the White House cheering and waving the flag and things like that?
You know, I think it brings closure for a lot of people. You know, I kind of looked at it and saw a lot of young people, and it made me think, you know, how they must have been affected at such a young age to have all of this kind of affect them. And now years later, you know, they're 21, 22 years old, these kids, and they're out there and they're cheering. And I think sometimes, because I was a fireman and involved in a different way, I kind of lost perspective of how many other people in this country sometimes the day really affected. I usually think of the first responders and the firemen and the police officers and the Port Authority and the families. And it's a day that really changed America on a lot of levels. And I think we're seeing it in the people out there and releasing this and kind of getting some kind of closure.
How do you think the 10-year mark of the attacks, the anniversary coming up this fall, how do you think it now changes with the fact that bin Laden has been killed? You
know, we've been doing the update for the 10-year anniversary for the CBS documentary. And we started asking the question, you know, to several of the guys. We've interviewed everybody and said, you know, hey, bin Laden is, you know, still out there. Does that have any effect on you? And overwhelmingly, the guy said the day's not about, you know, Osama bin Laden. The day was about, you know, loss and sacrifice and heroism. And I think now maybe that he's gone, I think that I think it'll bring closure, and I hope it brings closure to a lot of families. And but I don't think his death and him being gone really will change how a lot of firefighters feel about that day. You know, for them, it's not about him; it's about something else. And you know, we lost 343 firefighters that day, but we've lost, you know, many, many more since that day to cancers. We recently lost 2 members in my firehouse to multiple cancers that are directly related to that day and the cleanup.
Well, James, we appreciate you taking the time and sharing your thoughts with us this morning.
Thank you very much.